Hi, I'm Catherine Mora. I'm the head book coach and publishing director at Change Empire Books, where we help coaches, speakers, and aspiring thought leaders write beautiful books and get them out into the world. This is Cat's Book Chat, where every day I talk about topics to do with planning, writing, editing, launching, publishing, promoting your book. Today's topic is, do I need an accountability buddy to write my book? Now, yes, definitely having accountability for your book is fantastic, but I will give you a little caution, and that is to choose carefully. Now, keeping accountable is the one thing that all of my clients have said they really benefited from in working with me and my team. And that's because they would say things like, oh my gosh, if I didn't have you, I would never have gotten this far. Or I didn't feel like writing this week. If I didn't have you waiting for my chapters, I never would have written anything. Things like that. I hear it all the time from all my clients. So having someone keep you accountable is good, because to be honest, life throws a lot of curveballs your way. You've got, maybe a business, a job, a family, you're trying to go to the gym or keep fit or cook food or have a life in some way. Plus you might have other projects going on with your business. Writing a book is a big undertaking. There's a few months where it will be quite intense. So having an accountability buddy can just help keep you ticking along. Now, sometimes people will say, what if I join a book group? That can work great, for finding accountability buddies or finding people to read your book. And we did cover beta readers in another video. But keep in mind, when you join a book group, it's not all about taking. You've got to give as much as you take. So just keep in mind that you'll need to read other people's books and get involved in what other people are doing. You can't just rock up and say, hey, I need an accountability buddy, it's all about me. You've got to be giving as well as taking. So the one thing I do find when you have two people being accountability buddies for each other is that one person turns out to be a slacko. And it's a bit of an Aussie expression, isn't it? But basically, I have rarely, if ever, seen a group of two people keeping each other accountable, which actually works over the long term. One person tends to slack off. Like when you go to the gym with someone, it's meant to be that if you go with a friend, you don't want to let them down, but you would know that you always have that friend who's willing to let you down once something more important happens, or they feel sick, or they feel tired, or whatever. They'll gradually let you down more and more and more until they're basically not an accountability buddy at all. So I see that often. Now I'm running small groups at the moment of 6 people writing their books together, and it's been absolutely amazing. And one of the things I did was actually create accountability buddies in groups of 3 rather than 2. And that way, if one person slacks off, there's not one person left hanging. You've got 3 people. And in fact, with our group of 6 that started, 4 or 5 months ago, that's kind of what happened. One person actually got injured and pulled out of the group, and then another person had a bit of a personal crisis arrive and had to pull out of the group. If I had left accountability buddies in groups of 2, like 2, 2 and 2, because there's 6 people in the group, we would have ended up with 2 people without a buddy. So I did deliberately make groups of 3, and then we actually replaced those 2 people in the group anyway. But I've seen it so many times where it just doesn't work with 2 people, unfortunately. So I will also caution you that family are not great as accountability buddies, like perhaps your partner or something. And that's because family are the first people to let you off the hook. So if you're tired, they'll say, oh, darling, you work so hard, you deserve a night off, go and put your feet up. And the next day they say the same thing, and the next day they say the same thing. Why don't you just have the whole week off? And before you know it, you haven't written for a week. And when you haven't written for a week, your book doesn't get finished. I see it all the time. So look, this is somewhat a blatant promo for me to say a paid accountability buddy can often be the best solution, because other people let you down, and it's not necessarily a priority for someone to help you finish your book. And even if someone's working on their own book, I have seen people let their own book just go and they forget about it and put it on the cyber shelf. A paid accountability buddy like a book coach is actually going to be there every week until you finish your book, and that is our job. So please Don't underestimate the power of getting a book coach for your book. I never promote this in the videos. I'm always very laid back, but I have to say this is the area in which we shine. In addition to giving you feedback and support and telling you what to do next and improving your writing, it's actually us being there and showing up for you every week, which you are getting with a book coach. So I hope that was helpful. Please do drop me a comment or a message below if you have any questions. You're welcome to PM me about your book idea. And I'm going to drop a link below to my 45-step book writing and publishing checklist, which I hope you'll find helpful. And until next time, happy writing.